My name is Dennis Ebert, and this is the introduction of my serial conceptual artwork that's based on the legend of the invention of chess. In mathematics, this famous story is known as the Gold and Chessboard Problem, and it's based on an ancient Indian story about the king who was bored and he asked all the wise men in the country to come up with something. And one of these wise men, Caesar, came up with the game of chess, and the king was delighted. He enjoyed it very much, and he said to Caesar, "Pick your reward, even if it's half my kingdom, I will give it to you." And Caesar was humble and said, "No, king, it was my honor to serve you. That's my reward." And the king insisted, "No, no, no, pick your reward." And Caesar said, "No, Lord, it was my honor to serve you. That's my reward." The king kept insisting, and ultimately Caesar chose his reward. And he said, "King, I'll ask you for 1 grain on the first square of the chessboard, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, and double it on every square until we get to the last square of the chessboard." The king did not really like Caesar's request, but he gave in, glad that Caesar chose at least something, and he intended to give Caesar his grains, until he learned that, I believe somewhere the 40th square of the board is the world's production of grain is not enough to fill that square, so it's not possible to fill the whole board, and it was not possible to give Caesar his reward. And the story ends with different variations. Some say Caesar got killed, some say Caesar got king. I'll leave that in the middle. But the story of this extreme exponential growth is fascinating. And it's one of the elements that I want to base my artwork upon. The second thing you have to know about this artwork is conceptual art. What is art? I'm not an artist. If I draw a picture, it's well, I can draw a little bit, but I don't come even close to professional painters, or I'm not an artist with my hands. But conceptual art is about the idea, and often it's also about the idea that the public can have influence on the artwork. And 5 years ago, I think we all read or heard something about it. There was this artwork, duct tape banana, and yeah, as you can see, I created here $120,000 artwork on the backside of the chessboard, but it's just a banana on a roll of duct tape. So where is the art in that? But it's about the idea that Catalan, the artist, dared to call this art, and he showed this on an exposition, and some other guy ate it, and that made it world famous. That someone ate a $120,000 banana on an exhibition, and it made me start thinking, what's the artistic element? Why is it $120,000? And it's a combination of attention and the realization, at least for me, I could have done that. Why don't I make $120,000 with it? And it made me realize that at least part of it was not the art, the craftsmanship that created the value, but it was the other way around, that the value of the artwork, this banana on a wall, the value of it created the art. If it was a $5 banana or even the 40-cent banana from the shop, nobody would have listened to it, but because it was worth a lot, it became art. So that resonated with me, the idea of the value creating the art, and I combined that with the square of the chessboard. If we can put 1 grain of rice on the first, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, we can fill the chessboard until there comes a point where no one wants to buy it anymore. And what I like about art is it's said about the banana that it lets people think about what is art and also about value, and I would like to do the same. I want to let people think what is art. I want to let them think about value, about scarcity, about supply and demand. I want to combine all this in something that is definitely not the duct tape banana, because this is rotten away in a week. I want to make it timeless. So what do? I sell the squares of an art of a chessboard. The first for 1 gram of gold, 2 grams, 4 grams, 8 grams, 128 grams. Why gold? Because it's timeless. Gold is timeless. 1 gram of gold 1,000 years ago is the same 1 gram of gold now, and it's the same gram of gold 400 years in the future, and it's time and place independent. So that's why I choose gold. And also I like 1 gram because it's about $70-80 at the moment, 70-80 euros as well. So I think it's a reasonable price, and we don't have to start with the very little ones like a grain of rice or just a grain. So yeah, that's why I picked gold. And it's not just this square. When you participate in this project, you get a square of about 60 by 60 centimeters, and this square comes from a large chessboard which I want to expose in a museum of modern art in the future. Now I'm a nobody, but there comes a moment when these squares get sold not for 70 euros or dollars or for about 1,000 euros or dollars, but when it becomes 100,000 euros or dollars, there comes a point that people consider this art. And the idea, as I said, that the public can influence the artwork, it's integrated with the concept of value creating art. By buying a square, you influence the artwork. There's a nice gimmick to this. As I said, I want to play with supply and demand, scarcity, value. And because you influence this chessboard by buying a square, you are a co-creator, because without your purchase, the artwork would not be in the stage where it is. So you're if you bought this square, you're the co-creator of this square. And if we sell this one, I think it's fair that you share in the profits of the sales of this one. So what do? When this square gets sold, you get your initial price refunded plus half of the profits, and the other half is for me as the artist. So we are both co-creators of the last stage of the chessboard, and this goes on and on and on until I have to dismiss my alarm here. This goes on and on and on until it's at the same level as the duct tape banana, $120,000, and it is considered art, and museums want to have this piece in their collection. And it goes on, I believe, I hope, until people don't want to buy anymore. They don't want to take the risk that there's not a buyer after them. So I was scared to bring this out because it sounds a little bit like a Ponzi scheme. I don't believe it is. People just get what they buy, they get an artwork, and because they are co-creators, they share in the profits. And don't matter how the value increases, they still get an artwork as promised and share in the profits if another item gets sold. And yeah, ultimately it will end. And the question, the fun part of it is when. This makes people wonder, when does it end? And yeah, I'm skeptical. I can be honest about it. I don't see people pay 5,000 euros for this when it's not yet art. But on the other hand, I can imagine that people think I can afford to buy 5,000 euros. I think there is somebody who can afford 10,000 who thinks it would be worth 20. There's always someone richer than you. So yeah, it's maybe it's a little bit gambling, I don't know, or just having faith in the process. I don't know what reasons for buying are. At least what you get is a nice square in one color. So the first buyer gets a light one, the second buyer gets a dark one, the next one gets a light one. There's an optical illusion in the total artwork. I will show that in other videos, other pictures. But you get a 60 by 60 nice artwork for on your wall. You get a certificate of authenticity. You get an NFT which I sent to you, and yeah, of course, when there's a buyer after you, you just can keep your artwork, or you can sell it, or you can do with it what you like. This was the introduction. The artwork is not completed yet. As I said, it is a conceptual artwork. It's a concept. I am still working on it. It's my intention to build the centerpiece, which can be exposed. It's about 5 by 5 meters, so I need quite a surface to build it there. I need the money to make it. I think I need about 5 to 10,000 euros to build it. So in the first stages of the artwork, it won't even be there. I need subscribers for just the concept. They get their print, but the centerpiece is not made yet. When the work earned its own costs, I'm going to build. And if you made it until here, I hope you will join me on the rest. So, if you made it until here, I hope you will join me on the rest of this journey. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.